Welcome to episode 99 of the Inside Bite. I'm your host, Tim Schaefer. I'm here with my co-host, Rudy. How you doing this week?
Well, I'm back in town, but we lost our last episode, so it almost seems like I haven't been here in quite some time. So,
Yes.
um,
You
yeah,
were
man, I'm happy to be
on,
back,
I
man.
don't know, vacation doing awesome stuff. I still feel like I'm on vacation doing awesome stuff.
I honestly still feel the same way, and mm, I got 13 days left of school, so I can't get
You
out of
haven't even hit the
vacation.
summer yet, and you're still on
I
vacation.
can't even get out of vacation mode right now. Like even when I go back to school,
Kids are going to have a
I'm
good
not gonna
time
tell them
in your
right.
classroom.
I'm not gonna tell them that, but
No, no.
I'll make it seem like, all right, you guys do this, and I'll consider giving you guys the rest of the day off. Yes, so maybe we'll do it that way. But
In the
yeah,
back
no,
of
I'm
your
happy.
head, you're like,
Yeah,
please, let's just chill.
please do it right, please. No, I'm happy to be back, man. It's been a while. We always talk about like there's not that many people in person in real life that I could like talk about all this information in my head about video games.
Actually,
So it's nice to be with them.
like we have friends that play games,
Right.
yes, but to the
But like this
extent
is a little
of,
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So
So
same here. But, yeah, I mean, there's an episode gap missing. Now, we're still calling this episode 99, but we just missed last week. You were just getting back, and then I was just leaving to go to Tennessee. And so I was recording an episode up in the cabin, which actually was totally nice and all. The problem is I was using a MacBook, a crappy MacBook, and
right.
let's just say, I don't know, it took like 30, 45 minutes to process, and I thought it was done, but it wasn't. But I didn't even think to, like, when I do the show on my computer, you're talking like a few seconds, and it's just done. So it
Right.
goes from like a few seconds to like, I left that thing on 30 minutes after the fact just for other various reasons before I turned it off, and it still wasn't done. I'm like, when I opened the lid back up and saw it still saying processing, I was like, whoa.
Like damn
And
it.
checked it, and everything's just completely corrupt. So yeah,
Sucks,
it was
man.
done. But hey, first episode lost since we started. I
I mean,
guess I'm
that's
gonna take that
pretty
as a
impressive.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we're good, man. So
Anyway, so some of this near the end here of like the news will be us going over for a second time. But otherwise, I mean, there's still a lot. PlayStation Showcase just happened. Most of it's going to be about that.
right.
And I do want to go over it. Anyway, but I don't know. Is there anything we should get into before we just get into the showcase?
Honestly, all I can say is it's you know, well, I was talking about earlier about taking the trip and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like completely thrown me off. I had a fantastic time, but man, I'm all messed up with like I was on a schedule. I was like, okay, I'm gonna beat Zelda, then I'm gonna play this, then I'm gonna
Yeah.
play that, and now I'm like, it's just a mess. Like it's just like whatever we play, we play. So, but it's a
Yeah,
good
I
problem to have,
weirdly
honestly.
went a whole week without. So I went from
Yeah, me
Monday
too.
till
So
this
weird.
Monday without playing Zelda because I just kept doing this and that. Like, okay, went Tennessee, got back, went to like Destin, went on like boat, went on just like,
Exactly.
I don't know, living that vacation life. Even though summer for me hit. So
Right.
like,
Yeah,
and my,
completely messed me up, man. But good problem to have. I'm looking at my list of games right now, real quick. Like, okay, Street Fighter's coming out this week, but that's a multiplayer game, right? You play that whenever.
mm-hmm.
Besides that, I just have Final Fantasy 16, and
At
then
the
I
end
don't
of
have any.
June. So
Yeah, I don't have
you
anything
have
big.
till the 22nd, I want to say is when that comes out.
Yep. I just have some small stuff here and there, right? Like the DLC for Theater Rhythm, June 7th, June 20th, right? Those are small. Octopath Traveler DLC for Theater Rhythm too. The only other game that's maybe a little bigger is Oxenfree 2, which is still probably going to be what, less than 6 or
I
7
mean,
hours,
that's
maybe.
only a few hours. Yeah, yeah.
Right, and then Pikmin 4 is July 21st. So that'll
Cool.
be the next huge game. I think would be Armored Core after Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got some time,
I have Diablo, and that's
Oh,
the
that's true.
6, and there's no way I'm going to beat Zelda before then. So Diablo's just going to have to chill, and I'll get to it when I get to it. Because that is a very long, meaty game.
hmm
So I definitely, like, I don't want to start that till I'm done with Zelda.
Especially with
So,
the replayability of it. I mean, you're going to be playing that
yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
while.
So yeah, yeah, okay. Well, let's
Let's jump
get
in, man.
into the PlayStation Showcase.
All right.
Let's see. So this is in order. I pulled this from fandomwire.com. Good website. I use it all the time. But basically, this is from start to finish on how they showed it in the showcase. I figured that'd be best to go through here. If there's anything that you need to like jot your memory on, you can just sort of click
Right.
that, see a little preview video, and skim through it if you need a refresher as we're going over it. Um, but I went and rewatched all the trailers again just to sort of remember what's what and all of that. There was a
Sure.
lot of games. There's like over
There was.
30. But now before we actually get into game by game, overall score though, I mean, let's just keep this going like a
Um,
good letter grade.
maybe like and just to give some context, the only reason why I would put it here is because they didn't go around sort of hyping it up. They didn't build their expectations. They kind of just threw it out there. So I lowered my expectations a little bit. Maybe like a B minus, because while a ton of the games I didn't really care about, there were a lot of games there for a lot of different people. So if I'm being completely fair, I thought it was decent. And then I had one or two things that I really did like.
Hey,
So
that's exactly where I was putting it. B minus.
yeah,
So
yeah, I think
yeah,
that's totally
I
fair.
fully agree with you. It's not quite a C just because there's a few just awesome bangers, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that
exactly.
kind of like raise it up a lot. Otherwise, I mean, like in terms of the density, it's not looking too hot. And like in the 30, what is there like four amazing, and then the rest is kind of like
Right.
okay, yeah, yeah. But still, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, four amazing is still four amazing.
Oh, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I mean, it could have been zero. So
This first one, like, I don't know. I roll my eyes at all these games like this at this point.
sure. This is the
Um,
Haven Studio one, right?
yeah,
Yep.
so this is the new studio, like ex Ubisoft developers, and it totally shows. Even the name, so Fair Games, but with like a dollar sign at the end. I'm like, it would actually work in your favor to not make that a dollar sign. It just anyway. But the
It's kind of
presentation
corny.
started with the first glimpse of Fair Games, the upcoming title from Haven, the studio founded by Jade Raymond. While no gameplay was shown, the concept revolves around an what Archo hacker theme featuring heist to steal from the wealthy. So when we were seeing this, we didn't see any gameplay. It was just
Right.
CGI, sort of seeing the themes and everything. Now, is this the game I remember very clearly where they were trying to say it's unlike anything and it's like very abstract
Um,
ideas and all of that? Like, is that the studio? Because this
I
did not. This seemed the opposite of that. But I don't
let
want to
let's see. I'm gonna
misconfirm.
look it up. I'm gonna see.
Do you know what I'm talking about? There
I
was a
think I
lot
do
of
remember seeing someone say that, but I'm gonna look back on Haven Studios and see if they have anything from the past where they, because their Twitter feed is not that long. They've only done 63 tweets because they're
because I
relatively
always
new.
get mixed. Jade Raymond and the other. Who's the other?
Oh my God, what is the name? Oh man, it's not coming to me. I know who you're talking about though. Jade Raymond is my first interview. No, she's just kind of, yeah, I don't see it, but I know what you're talking about. There was some press release where they were like, "This is
Like
unlike
they had
anything we've
great
played."
ideas on like anything we've ever seen before and all this
It's
mess.
gonna be a live service game though, right? Because that's what she said. It
Here it
said
is. Here it
Sony
is.
will
Nope,
be
I was right.
okay. You
I
found
was
it?
right.
Found it? Okay.
Haven has been a cloud native studio from day one, founded with the idea that cloud would be a game changer for game development. And they were
There we
talking
go.
about how everybody be able to interact through the cloud in all these interesting ways that we've never thought of before and all this mess. But then when we see this game, I'm like, it's just the typical Ubisoft multiplayer ordeal here. I don't see anything really that unique. It's basically Payday made by Ubisoft. So this
Right,
is what
right.
I got from this. But again,
Interesting.
it's not even gameplay, it's just CGI and themes. So I guess that could easily change. But just as I was at the time, I don't know. Like I feel it hurts them when they start going into this talk of like how they're doing something completely unheard of and revolutionary, and we all roll our eyes because we've heard this what hundreds of times.
Yeah,
The only
we hear it all
person
the time.
who's actually done this is what Kojima with Death Stranding. That was the only time where we're hearing it and we're rolling our eyes. And I remember even crapping on it till I got further in and I realized, oh
Right.
no, it actually is important that other
Well,
players are involved.
and the important thing about Kojima and that game in particular is I know we both like that game, but let's say you don't like it, I think it's still easy for you to recognize that it is very different, new
Yeah,
ideas. It's true that it's a new idea, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay,
all right.
sorry, already starting off with the hate, but I don't know. Ubisoft just gets to me now, and
Ubisoft is interesting.
this is basically PlayStation Ubisoft now. I guess. It's,
Yep. Live
it's
service all day. All right. Well,
David. Anyway,
on another note, we got Helldivers 2 next.
now
Helldivers, the title
this
from
looks
Arrowhead.
sick.
Yeah, this looks cool.
This is one of the bangers. Anyway,
I like the change to the third person
yeah,
perspective, but
yeah.
Helldivers, the title from Arrowhead, made a return with another humorous and ironic trailer. This cooperative game involves squads of 4 players battling alien creatures and collecting resources for Super Earth. However, not all Helldivers will survive the intense challenges. It looks cool. It looks like a fun co-op game to play. You know, I don't know if it'll be a
Very
live
like
service
what was
too.
that
I'm not sure.
movie? Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. Yep,
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah, yeah,
reminds me of.
yeah.
Honestly, looks cool, man.
Yeah, it's they're doing the whole thing. If you remember, I don't. Did you ever play Risk of Rain? But they did Risk of Rain 1 and then
I
they did
didn't.
Risk of Rain 2, and it like switch view perspective. Um, in very similar ways actually. Anyway, but I don't know. I love everything about this. I love just the comedy tone of it, where they're being like overly ridiculous, like patriots for whatever country they're a part of, and
Yep.
people are dying left and right, and they're just like, glad I served my country. And,
Yeah, it is pretty fun.
but the I don't know, alien designs look super cool. The overall just graphical theme of the game
Yep.
is really appealing to me. I'm like super about this game. I'm hyped, dude. And if this can finally be that again, we were hoping Redfall would be this great cooperative game. Maybe this will be this great cooperative game we can all play. It is PS5 and PC. Keep that in mind, which is great. That's what you need to do. I want to say Fair Games was the same way. There was quite a few games in this to where there was PS5 and PC when it came
Yeah,
to like a live servicer deal, which you need to at least do PC. Some of them were even Xbox. Some of them were all.
I did
So
see that,
yeah,
and they did say very clearly that PS PS Studios games will not come to PC day one unless it's a games as a service
yeah, yeah,
title.
yeah.
So I'm assuming this might be in
But they
that.
need to do that because you need a bigger player base. It took them long enough, but they eventually realized you need a player base to have an online service game. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it looks cool, man.
hyped. This next one, super cool too, actually.
I agree.
Immortals of Avium, I want to say. As part of the EA Originals lineup, which EA Originals is killing. They've been killing it since day one with Unravel. Like, they've been killing it. So you got like the Unravel 1 and 2, A Way Out,
They
his
had that
next
game.
game.
They had that game Fey or Fee or whatever, which was
Yep,
decent.
that was
I thought it was
cool.
all right.
Then we got kind of recently the Monster Hunter deal, but they did a good job at that. I can't remember even what that was
Oh,
called.
yeah.
I would just rather play Monster Hunter as my deal, but it's still a good game. Um, and then anyway, but EA Originals, I don't know, like even if a game that doesn't like get hugely popular, looking at it through critical eyes, they've seemed to have hit well every time. So
Sure.
I have a lot of faith in this, and this looks great. Anyway, as a part of the EA Originals lineup, Immortals of Averium, a shooter with magical elements, made its appearance, showcasing its action-packed gameplay and a glimpse of its story. The game will release for too long. Oh, sorry, it's just worded differently. Anyway, game's coming out July 20th. It is a single-player game, but it's a shooter, almost like if that Shadowrun game on Xbox 360 and PC. I don't know if you remember that. There was a lot of magical elements in the shooting.
I do
It
remember that
kind of
one.
reminds me of that, but with a fantastical story and all that. And I think this looked really neat. I'd be interested, especially EA Originals. there's a very high chance that like Game Pass, you at least getting 10 hours. That's what EA seems to do if they don't
Right.
just throw it on Game Pass completely. So I will be playing this.
Yeah, no, definitely worth it. Also, I don't know if I don't think it's in the notes, but I just wanted to mention I saw something that said that Steam is going to start doing. I know we already have the 2-hour limit to refund a game, but they're going to start specifically doing no payment, just here's 2 hours to play this game, like a demo.
Ooh,
Yeah, which I
that
thought
is
was a cool touch
sick.
because I feel like that's even better. The developer
Way
doesn't
better.
see all these people refunding their game. Maybe can affect them in a certain way. So
Yeah.
I love that, and that will draw because even though you can refund in 2 hours, I feel like a lot of people are still hesitant to do that.
I
It'd
would
be
love
way
to
more
just click a
likely.
game and
Yeah,
download
just
and
click a
then
game, download it.
see what
So
I
yeah,
think
so
before I even buy.
I'll have to pull it up and see when that is coming. But yeah, I
Because
did see
we're
something about that.
always trying to think like Game Pass is the best equivalent to like, okay, renting a game, but like it's not quite there. That would be there. If we could get just an hour or two with the game, I think
Oh yeah,
that's winner, chicken dinner all day. I'm all about
oh yeah.
that. Anyway, okay, next
All
year.
right. Let's see. Sorry, I scrolled down a little bit. Let me go back up. Okay, Ghost Runner 2. So, Ghost Runner 2, the sequel to the indie hit from 505 Games, was announced, promising an exhilarating experience with the addition of motorcycles and adrenaline-pumping levels. While the release year is confirmed as 2023, a specific day has yet to be revealed. I played the first one. I didn't beat it.
I did not,
but I did
but
really
it looks
enjoy it.
cool.
Super fun. Have you ever played Katana Zero?
Just a little.
Oh man, that's another one that
it's one
you
of
should
those
definitely
like
check
you
out.
go in a room and you kind of have to like plan your attacks and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
almost like
Think like Super
Miami.
Meat
What
Boy
am
or
I thinking
something,
of?
but Miami. Oh, Hotline Miami, another one.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Ghost Runner is sort of like that, but it's a 3D environment. You can do like a dash. You can swing your sword. Very very cool, like cyberpunk style
it's
story.
like first person though, and it
First
almost
person.
like you're
Yep.
trying to like get the fastest run on it. You know what it
Exactly.
reminds me of a lot? I got really into Neon White, and that's what it makes me think of.
Yes. So this looks really cool. I will definitely be checking this one out when it comes out. So
Phantom Blade. I mean,
looks
another
freaking
banger. I feel
looks
like
awesome. Super
this
cool looking.
let's say this in Helldivers 2 so far were like my favorites. Phantom Blade, an exciting ninja game developed by Cruel Man Studio. I don't know if they've ever done anything that we know of in the past. Featuring impressive cinematics, fast-paced action, and agile combat. The release date for Phantom Blade on PS5 is still pending. A lot of the games shown we didn't get dates for. So that's kind of a running theme through the show, which is a little weird. But I don't know. It's like, just think Sekiro. What? I'm saying it all wrong.
Sekiro.
Sekiro. Jesus Christ. It's in that vein, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Little
got its
better
own
visual flair,
twist,
I
yeah.
guess.
It's what I thought was cool about it was the movement seemed so ridiculous. Like I don't know.
There was a
Super
lot of
smooth,
moves
real
to where
quick.
it's almost like you like hit a certain special move and he just sliced a whole bunch at once or something, or like did
Yeah,
like a fury attack and stuff.
it's like one of those games where when you first see the first gameplay, you're like, it's not gonna look like that. But lately they've been proving us wrong. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping it does actually look like that. So
this
because I
looks
remember when
sick.
I saw what was it that I saw the gameplay for, and I was like, come on, no way is it gonna look like that. I want to say it was like some big budget AAA. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, that's when it basically just starts like it going downhill. I don't want to crap on all these. There's some cool ideas and stuff, but it definitely goes downhill after this point.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
All right. Next up, we got Sword of the Sea. Giant Squid, who, if I remember, they made Journey and Abzu, I want to say. Giant Squid returned with Sword of the Sea, which appears to be a spiritual sequel to Journey. The visually stunning game allows players to surf in the sand and swim with dolphins in a unique and captivating manner. So for this game, I don't have that much to say. I just got to experience it. I've enjoyed the other games. I'm not like one of these people, by the way, who are like, Journey changed my life. Like I'm not
it
like
did
that.
not change my.
It was. Yeah. I thought it was
I
a
thought it was
fine
cool,
game.
7
Interesting
or
little
8.
experience. Right. Little interesting experience. Abzu, similar idea. So yeah, we'll see if I feel
They
the same
did
way
the
with this.
pathless as well.
The Pathless
I
as
want to
well.
say.
Yep, that's another one. Yep.
So they've always been in that space to me where like they look cool from the distance, but I'm not like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
crazy about them. I did play Journey, and but that's the only one.
Sure, sure.
But
So yeah,
anyway,
guess we'll see how that goes.
the Talos Principle. I never played the first one. I'm not a puzzle game guy at all.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, you like The Witness, but maybe it's only because of that creator. I don't know how much more into puzzle. I mean, I
Well,
guess you're more than me. Like Scorn, you liked,
yes, yes. I tried this game out at one point. The problem that I'm having though is the same thing we always do, which is like I start comparing it to The Witness, and it's nowhere near as good as The Witness. So I played it for a bit. It was cool, you know.
Which that's
But
what I
yeah,
feel going back to Phantom Blade is like, like it's gonna be hard to think that they're gonna be as good as From Software in that style of game. But they seem to distance themselves enough to where I'm not expecting it to be like exact. Um,
sure.
so yeah, I know a lot of people love the Taos Principle, so I'm sure this is exciting many people. Let's say, but it
Yeah,
doesn't really
yeah.
do much for me.
Same here. It's just like whatever, another game.
Um, Neva, a cinematic project from the creators of Gris, was introduced, showcasing its stunning visual style. Although no gameplay details were provided, the game is scheduled to release in 2024. And sidestepping here for a bit, there was a lot of games where it was like, oh, are we going back to the CGI days and, and trailers? Can
Oh
we get some
yeah.
gameplay, dude?
Yeah,
There was a
yeah.
lot of that, of like no gameplay. And if there was, it was very little. I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't.
no, I the only reason I'm interested in this game, the trailer didn't do much for me. It's just I enjoyed Gris and I thought it was a cool game, so hoping for
They were
more, you
trying
know.
so hard to make this like a tearjerker. It was the one where
Right,
they're like
right.
holding the dead animal and it just sort of stays on it for like 30 seconds. And we're like, yeah, we get it. Okay. But I don't know why they don't realize when they're making the trailer. You can't focus on that. You have to like that's an experience hours into a game, maybe at least like 6 hours with something and getting a real deep connection, then something like that happens. You can't just
Hmm.
like show that as a trailer. We don't know who these people are. We don't even know to care or anything. Like I don't
Totally agree.
that's kind of weird to make a trailer out of that. I guess you're kind of setting the tone, hey, maybe a lot of death will take place, but
Sure, sure.
I don't know. I don't think
Guess
that's a very good
we'll
move.
find out on that one. Yeah, I agree with you. I
But
think
I like
they're
the style of it, like
right,
like
right.
the
I think they're banking on, the goodwill they got from the last game that people liked. So we'll
yeah.
see. All right, next up we got Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean.
I do like the name.
Oh man, it's so corny, but it makes me laugh every time. Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean made an appearance, announcing the return of the Cat Quest franchise in 2024.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I have some stuff to say about this next one.
Oh my god, the biggest eye rolls of the show come here.
Oh man,
Foam
Home
stars. God.
Star,
Jesus, first of all, come up with a better name. But I guess
dude.
whatever. You know what
I
it
just
is? I got the perfect comparison. It was that stupid PS5 right when it was coming out. The car game. What the hell was that?
oh, what Destruction All Stars?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
It's like, hey, you like Destruction Derby? Here's some like let's apply Fortnite to it, I guess. I don't
dude.
know.
The thing that kills me the most about this game is, and maybe this is not happening this time, but let's say this trailer was announced and people were like, "Oh, this is so cool and unique looking." I'm like, guys, let's be honest, where they got this idea from. Like, come on, it's
Yeah.
very clear that this is a Splatoon inspired thing. They're just chasing a trend here. But like when Splatoon came out, a lot of people loved it, but a lot of the naysayers are like, "This looks dumb. This is not whatever." So I'm
Yeah.
curious to see if anyone picks this up and says, "Oh, this is such a cool new idea," but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be going that way either.
But I mean, the whole point of Splatoon is the whole squid thing of like it makes sense because of all of the ink from squids and where you
Right,
like spray it on even
right.
like walls, you can even then like squid up the wall even and swim through it all.
Yep.
This is just like bubbles and
Well,
foam and stuff, and
when
it's
they
like,
shot the foam, how did they travel on it? Wouldn't they put out like surfboards or something, like going
yeah.
above it or something like that?
And it was very fan servicey with like just like check out our our titties as we surf through the foam. I don't know. I just it's such like a cheap cash grab looky thing, and I'm just like, no. Like I can't do it. It was pretty cringe to watch. Uh,
Yep, no, I totally
that
agree.
probably the worst in the showcase for me.
I would agree with that. All right, next up, we got The Plucky Squire. The Plucky Squire, a game blending the aesthetics of a children's book with 3D environments, revealed this trailer, providing insight into its story and gameplay modes. The release date for the game is yet to be announced. Let
This
me see
looked
this
pretty
again.
cute. I liked
I
it.
don't remember what it. Oh, I do remember this. Yeah, I kind of like the whole storybook approach. It's
Yeah,
kind of like a cool little idea,
I dig
Yeah,
it.
no, it's
It's kind of
interesting.
been done a handful of times already, but still, I
Sure.
like it.
I still think to this day that Pentiment did it the best out of anyone. Like
Yeah,
so
yeah,
well
yeah.
done. But yeah, that's a cool little indie there.
Teardown is next. This was neat. Go over
Yes,
the preview if you don't remember, but basically you're able to just sort of like crash into buildings and whatever, and all kind of falls apart, and it has
looks
really
cool.
neat physics to it all. But Teardown, a unique blend of Minecraft and Lego styles, offers an intriguing mix of action, explosions, and chases. The game is expected to release at some point later in this year. Um, Again, it's nothing I'm gonna be like hyped for, but I thought it looked neat. Like, okay, I
I
don't know,
totally agree. Yeah,
a show
I
filler, I guess.
it was on it's been on Steam and I tried it out with a friend one time and it was
Oh,
really cool. So
cool.
yeah, so I'm glad it's coming to
It looks
consoles.
like there's some great tech behind the hood kind of game.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on. All right, so this next one, man, I will say I did not when the trailer first started, did not expect it to be Metal Gear
Yeah, it was
Solid,
a very different vibe,
Snake
and it
Eater, and
makes me be like, "Ooh, man!" I'm gonna play it for
right.
sure. There's no question, okay? But you can tell Kojima is not behind this trailer.
Well, yeah, because his trailers are clearly so different than this. That being said, I know it's a rare, or maybe it's not a rare one. I don't know. For me, this is my favorite one out of all of them. So for me personally, I'm super pumped for this. Even if it ends up being half as good as the original, I'm still gonna play it.
Because you have to have the same beats and the same
I just don't
characters
understand. I
and
don't
the same
understand how you can.
environments.
I don't understand how you can mess this up so bad to where I don't enjoy it. There's no way. I just don't.
No,
I don't see
I
that
I
happening.
think I'm gonna enjoy it. I think it's gonna have a problem where it's gonna feel like, oh, it's like remaking a Ken Levine game without him, and you can just immediately tell from beginning to end that that creative vision, like it's in someone else's hands, and because of that, it doesn't hit as hard. Worst case scenario, it's a good game. Best case scenario, it's a masterpiece like the original. So
Exactly. I know that if Kojima was involved in this remake, I know it would reach crazy levels like the Resident Evil 4 remake did and Dead Space remake did. But if we just get a faithful remake that's still fun to play a game I haven't played in like
because the
15
original
years, then
creator would slip in and be like, well, I always wanted to tweak this a little or mess with that a little, and then he would give him opportunities to sort of refine what he originally did. Where this is just going to be like a copy and paste, but with better visuals. Yet we still want to add some stuff, but we're not the original creators, and we're unsure what he would exactly do in this scenario. And then they could have slip ups because of that. That's kind of like where I go with that. Anyway,
yep. I'm excited though,
regardless,
man.
though, like, I mean, I still was super ecstatic. I mean, I know we have tons of rumors. It kind of felt like it was an obvious one. When we recorded last week, we were doing predictions and all that, and we totally predicting this, but it's not like that was a hard prediction. Um, Another cool thing, they're doing a Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, but this is
I did see
specifically
that.
Volume 1. So there
Yeah,
is
so
going to be a second volume.
that's exciting,
Because
man.
when I saw it, 1, 2, 3, I'm like, okay, but holy
Yeah, where's
crap, where's
four?
4? This is all I've like been getting aggravated about this whole time. So I swear to God, if you make a volume 2 and you don't put that in there, I'm just, I don't know. Ugh. I
Well,
might
I think that there's no way they can get away. People are gonna riot if they don't do a volume two. So
imagine them just doing volume one. What, like they put volume one in the title and they don't even have a follow up. Oh my god. No, I'm more worried about like if they do a volume two because there's still other Metal Gear stuff. Like,
yeah.
and if they just still don't want to touch that PS3 game, dude, I don't care how much effort it takes. Do what you got to do. I don't know or care. Sell it to Kojima. That one game, just whatever it takes. I need it. But we're getting 1, 2, and 3. Amazing 4K 60. They are also releasing Metal Gear 1 and 2, which
Yep.
I kind of figured so because Metal Gear Solid 3's the Substance version came with Metal Gear 1 and 2. So I wasn't like a big shocker to me, but do know it's Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 and Metal Gear 1 and 2 all in that collection. I'm excited to see what they do because Metal Gear 2 and 3, you have the HD, but 1 is still just
Right.
kind of like vacant there. I'm curious
Right.
what they do with 1 to make that look up to date. I don't know.
Yeah, I listen. I'm not complaining at all because I love three, but I'm surprised they didn't do a remake of one first. I don't know. I feel like that would have been.
I get 3 is the technical on the timeline, the first,
I mean, that's true. That's true.
but I don't know. It would be the bigger hit in terms of for anyone and everyone. Like, I mean, any series, let's just say, regardless of how popular it becomes, that original always will like be very important to people. And I feel if you are in the business of making money, wouldn't you start there? Like, I don't
I mean,
know.
yeah, I would think so.
Anyway, super stoked though. I mean, I'm also just excited for you. You get your favorite game, just
Finally.
like, well, not you know what I mean. Like, well, at
No, I know
least
what
in
you
the
mean. Yeah,
top
yeah.
three. I don't know what your
Oh yeah,
favorite game exactly is, but
it's up
getting
there, man.
that remade is awesome.
No,
I just
very
hope they
very
don't
excited.
screw it up. I mean, they didn't. Hey, like I was really iffy and scared on Final Fantasy VII remake. They did an amazing job with that. So there's
Yep,
always
yep,
I can always have a little faith. So
yep. Sounds good. So now we got Final Fantasy 16 new trailer. Um, it's offering a glimpse into the game's story just weeks ahead of its release. I purposely kind of didn't really pay attention to this one because I've already seen enough.
yep,
I don't
me
really need to see
too.
more,
Me
much
too.
more. I'm
I was
good. I'm
hardly paying
excited.
attention. I'm completely sold. I don't need like yeah. It
I
was
mean,
basically this and Zelda like for the year, and
right,
I'd be
right.
happy.
That those are the two. Yep, those are the two I need.
Okay. Alan Wake 2. I'm not like a big fan of the original Alan Wake. I never even finished it just because I kept falling off. But I love, I love the premise. I love like the lore behind it all. I still need to finish Control. That way I can bleed Alan Wake into Alan Wake 2 and all of
Right,
that.
right, right.
Alan Wake 2
I,
showcased its gameplay details featuring not only Alan, but also an FBI agent as a playable character, a female FBI
that's
agent at
cool.
that. The game is, even a black female character at that.
Hmm.
The game is slated for release on October 17, 2023, a lot sooner than we expected. Dude, 2023, the year of dreams. Talk about the year of
Stacking
dreams.
up, man. Stacking up. I have not played the first Alan Wake. I think what I'm gonna do is when things slow down, I finish Zelda, Final Fantasy, those games. Maybe I'll grab the what Alan Wake remaster came out, right? Didn't it at some point?
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
I
maybe
do
I'll
want to
do
play
that.
that. You have to keep in mind this game, the gameplay is where it super lacks.
Gotcha.
Everything else
Okay.
super shines and is really cool. So just
Well,
if you can go into the game knowing that, it helps a lot because I remember playing it and a lot of other people and being like that was so lacking that you can't help but like I don't know,
I've heard that,
crap on
but
it a bit.
yeah. If I'm playing a game in anticipation of a new entry, I feel like I can be a little bit more forgiving,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, with with what's going on there. So I'll play it. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. It'll be
Incredibly
fine.
cool premise, though.
Very cool.
Anyway, I kind of don't even want to get into the premise, and I kind of want you to just see what it is for yourself because I feel even discovering even the first few hours is super eye opening.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking right now out of curiosity on Steam, and I just see Alan Wake popping up. Is Alan Wake Remastered like only on Epic or something? I hope not.
Well, I don't
Because
know what they exactly called it. They may have just called it Alan Wake again.
I'll take a look in a minute. It's loading up.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. In the meantime, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Assassin's Creed made its much anticipated return, showcasing a snippet of Basil's story and his journey as an assassin in Assassin's Creed Mirage, set to release on October 12th. For me personally, this is like Naruto or One Piece, where I just have missed the boat so far that I just
Yeah.
have no hope of ever catching up. So
I
yeah, hope
understand I
people
don't
enjoy it.
have to play the others, but I'm just kind of over the series at this point, and I don't want to like hate on it. It's cool. I'm just over it. I don't know. I don't know how else to word that. Um, I like that they're going back to more of its origins. I think that's cool. But when I watch that trailer, it looks like nothing. I mean, it looks like everything I've done before a million times over. So it's like I don't know.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. It didn't look like something super crazy to me, but then again, I haven't played a lot of the other ones, so it's not really for me anyway.
I'd
So
rather see this location though than like a lot of the previous ones. So I dig that Jerusalem vibe. Even though I don't know if that's even where it takes place or not, I can't remember. Either way, I know it's in the Middle East somewhere. Anyway,
mhm.
um, Reverent Hill. Reverent Hill, the new game from the creators of Night in the Woods, teases spiritual successor, inviting players to embark on new chapters alongside the most famous cats in video games. Um, I thought Night in the Woods was a pretty cool game. I didn't play it through, but I should have. I mean, it's only a few hours.
Oh, okay.
It's always interested me.
Hold on. So I knew I wasn't crazy because I was watching this trailer and I was like, "Oh, Night in the Woods too," and then it said Revenant Hill and it
Yeah,
didn't say anything else. So I was like, "Is it really by someone different?" But I guess that makes sense. Okay. I
yeah.
played the first one and it's a very interesting story. Takes some pretty crazy twists and turns. So I'm definitely in for this one.
Yeah, and I need to go back and play that. It's not long. I need to do
It's
it.
not. It's not. Yeah, you can definitely finish that one quick. So
This was at the height of a lot of people hating on walking sims, but
yes,
I'm
yes.
totally fine with the narrative game. I don't get the hate there, but
I don't get it either. It's you have your games for certain things that they're
yeah.
trying to meet. That's all. So all right, then we got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink made an appearance at the PlayStation Showcase, although a specific release date was not provided. Um,
It's basically super
this,
anime action,
yeah,
cool looking game. I've been looking at this from the sidelines for a while now. It looks pretty
it
cool.
it looks cool, but I feel like I've just
I'm
seen a
not
million games
that
that look like this.
excited. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
The only one I am in this style is the MMO. Um, now it's aggravating me. Anyway, I guess people listening, I think they would know what I'm talking about. Very similar visuals, but it's an MMO coming out, and I do want to give that a shot. Anyway, yeah, take this next one.
Yeah, so Street Fighter 6 is finally here. Capcom showcased a brief trailer focusing on the story mode of Street Fighter 6, where a new generation of fighters will encounter the legendary characters. The highly anticipated game is set to release on June 6th. So
Do you want to
I played.
pivot and go
Go ahead.
into the review roundup now?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so let me scroll down here. Throw a few of these out here. So Street Fighter 6 is reviewing very well, so I'm glad to see that. 92 on OpenCritic and Metacritic, 100. Twinfinite gave it 100. They say Street Fighter 6 is about as close as the series has been to ideal in a long time. Established fans will find plenty of mechanical depth to sink their teeth into, while newcomers will be greeted with a highly accessible entry, flush with memorable characters and a striking style. It's the epitome of what a fighting game should be, and I can't wait to see how the series builds off of this return to form. Uh, First of all, before I continue, that's like exactly what it should be, right? It's good at pulling new people in. It's also good at
Yeah.
satisfying people who have been there. That's like the last Smash Bros. That's how I felt about that, right? It was very good at
Yeah, yeah.
kind of doing that. IGN says Street Fighter games are always the benchmark moments for the 2D fighting game genre, but Street Fighter 6 feels extra special. The drive system is an incredible addition to the fighting mechanics that give you a veritable Swiss Army knife of options and meter management decisions right from the start of every single round. The starting roster is the best Street Fighter has ever seen, which is great because the last one was very lackluster
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's online netcode. through 3 betas have been impeccable so far, another huge deal, and the number of smaller details that it nails right out of the gate is unprecedented. It's so good that even the poor story and extremely slow progression of the single-player world tour amounts to only a jab's worth of damage on its metaphorical health bar. Whether you're completely new to fighting games or a seasoned vet, Street Fighter 6 is a must-play.
Oh,
And finally,
before the
go
next
ahead.
one though,
Go
when it
ahead.
comes to the beta, what I was thinking, this game and Diablo 4 did a phenomenal job with their betas on actually learning from it and taking data
Agreed.
like as you should do with the beta,
Yep.
and they just knocked it out of the park. And then now when these games come out, they're going to be phenomenal for it. Like I think they did such a good job with the betas.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Anyway,
It was super well done. And I'm glad they put the beta out there and the demos and all that. So finally, GameSpot says I can't get enough of Street Fighter 6. It's been my last thought when I go to bed and first thought when I wake up. It has a beautifully constructed fighting system, but also offers modes that take the game very seriously and in other cases not seriously at all. There are some small issues with performance in World Tour, but none of those are enough to derail the overall package. Honestly, for me, I probably won't spend much time in World Tour if I'm being completely honest.
I remember I was having that problem, and even in the demo, I was like, the performance is weird here.
Yeah. As long as the multiplayer works well, that's really all I care about,
Yeah.
honestly. Like just getting good at the multiplayer. But I like that World Tour is there for people who maybe want to have like a single player experience, you know. Um, let's see. Hold on. There are some small issues. Oh yeah, with the release of the new Tekken and Mortal Kombat games, it very much feels like we're in a new golden era for the fighting game
Yeah.
genre. Thankfully, Street Fighter 6 steps into the arena looking good and fighting fit. That's
Okay.
awesome. My only complaint with this game is that my man M Bison is not there. I understand with the story it makes sense, but that still annoys me. I
And
really
remember,
wish he
we
was
were
there.
looking at the DLC, and it
Oh
went
my
all the way
god.
to what 2025, and he's still not
And
there.
no mention. Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
man. That sucks. He's such an important character. Like, come on, man.
that's
It
weird.
doesn't like in the multiplayer mode. Okay, maybe he's not in the single player mode, but in multiplayer,
Have
does it
at
have
least
to?
have him a boss, even
I
something.
don't know, man. That bums me out for sure. But it's okay. I'll have to pick someone else up. So
This
I'm
next
excited.
game, this had me really excited. I thought this was so cool. Um, Ultros, a side-scrolling game featuring melee combat, transport players to an alien planet plagued by evil entity called Ultros. But the visual aesthetic of this game, one of the
Oh, super
coolest I've
cool.
seen in such a long time. Very pretty, very, very, very trippy vibes. Like, I
This
don't
looks
know,
super cool.
very mushroom acidy sort of hippie vibes there, but in a really cool like combat. It's like Guacamole if it if they all just did ass before they all started their journey or something. I don't know, but I love the aesthetics. Now, the only worry I would have is that the foreground and background getting too blended together, and it's kind of hard to see where you're at and what's going on because it's so strong of visuals. But I don't know if they can handle that well. I'm gonna be all over this.
Oh yeah.
This is up my alley for
It
sure. I
looks very,
really want
very
to play
cool.
this. Yeah,
Yep. No, I'll have to look forward to that one. Actually, I'm gonna wish list that one. Is it on Steam too? I think it
I
is.
don't know. I would assume
See,
so.
Ultros. Yep. You can wish list it. All right, cool.
Cool.
Anyway, next Towers of Agazba announced its
This
arrival
is
on PC
already on Steam,
on PC.
and it's
Okay.
going to PlayStation 5
Oh,
now. This looks
I did see this
cool,
one.
and it
It
has
does
good
look
reviews on
interesting.
Steam.
No, it
I
looks
want to play
very
this.
cool. Yeah, no, it's another one to look forward to.
Anyway,
Next one's a big one. You can take that one.
Dragon's Dogma 2. I played very little of the first one. I remember installing it on my Steam Deck in hopes to play in it, but I keep getting, dude, this year there's a lot of bangers, okay? It's really hard to go into that backlog and try to play stuff I haven't played. But this is always one at like the top of that, cuz this is like one of Capcom's like apparently greatest games. Like a lot of people love it. And like I have to
People rave about
play this first one before I play the second, and I don't know. It's basically Capcom's Dark Souls, but they don't just try to emulate them. They definitely do their own thing with this game. And there's a lot of cool, unique ideas that no other game has really done. Of what I played, I really loved. So I need to play and beat this. I have the better version, Dark Ascent. I want to say something like that.
Oh,
So
yes.
I'm gonna just install it on my PC and on my Steam Deck and just kind of hop back and forth between the two. And I really want to like get into this game, like really badly. Capcom, I'm telling, like you were saying earlier, Capcom, I mean, they couldn't be in a better place. They
Oh yeah, they're
they have
crushing it.
climbed up to what maybe it's like up there with Nintendo on like they can do no wrong right
I
now.
think I think Capcom, Insomniac, Nintendo, they've just been like lately just killing it, man. Awesome stuff. So
And we still have stuff coming from them, like this game and the Nintendo. We got Pikmin 4. I'm so hyped for that. There's
well,
just
but you know what sets apart Capcom even from those other two is not only are they putting out good games, but they were coming from such a bad spot, right? After
I
Resident Evil 6
know,
came out,
I know.
they were down in the dumps. Like Nintendo wasn't slacking really, and
Yeah,
neither
yeah,
was
yeah.
Insomniac, So that's
Yeah, there was a period
even
of
more
time, I
encouragement.
don't know, 3 or 4 years to where everyone's just like, is Capcom just done now?
Yeah.
Like,
Is someone gonna buy
they're
them and like
rough.
they're done? Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it's good to see
Okay.
him on the rise again.
No, definitely. Okay, next up we got Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 received a teaser hinting at a more thrilling experiences to come into the beloved horror franchise. When I first saw this, the way that the announcer was talking and stuff, you remember that game Stanley Parable
Yeah, yeah, it
where you
was
walk through
like
the office
that.
and stuff?
Yep.
I thought it was gonna be that, to be honest, but I was wrong. I don't know how many freaking Five Nights at Freddy's games there
Dude,
are by now, but
I want to guess like at least a
holy
dozen.
crap! I'm curious now. I'm about to look this up because like
I guess like wiki
clearly
it, and it would just be a whole list.
I guess they must be selling because people keep buying them. But
Yeah,
man, I'm
yeah.
just like thinking like, how many games do we need in this
And I
franchise?
think the original creator isn't even there anymore.
Oh my god, you got one, two, three, four. You got Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4. Five Nights at Freddy's World, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Custom Night, Help Wanted. It's way too many to count. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 30 games from
Oh
2014 to
my
now.
god.
Holy crap. That is absolutely ridiculous.
I guess I'm happy for him, but
I
I don't
guess
know.
I
I'm
guess
good.
I guess in their main, I don't know if some of the other stuff are spin-offs, but in their main entries, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then they have Sisters Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Help Wanted, Security Breach, and Help Wanted 2. Oh, and then the others are spin-offs. Okay. So main entries, they got 9 games.
Okay.
So a lot of spin-offs, though. A lot of spin-offs.
I mean, I guess like Final Fantasy exists and all of that, but that's over the course since like
But
what
Final Fantasy's been
the
around
late
since what, like
'80s. Like
80 something?
this is yeah, yeah.
That's amazing, man. So
Anyway.
funny. But hey, more power to you guys. Keep pumping out those Five Nights at Freddy games.
Resident Evil 4 VR, they just showed more of that. I think it looks awesome. Please just come to PC. I'm getting so sick of
I
this
know.
like PlayStation only when it comes to this VR Resident Evil. It's I don't know. It looks so fun and I don't want to I mean, the only thing is they did like that Resident Evil port but in VR for like the Quest specifically too. Like what's with these like exclusives when it comes to VR? I don't know. I just because I have a headset, I got the specs now. If I could play Resident Evil 4 just straight up, beginning to end in VR, I want to do that.
Mhm.
But yeah, anyway, at least make that PlayStation VR2 like headset
Of
compatible
course.
for PC. And anyway,
Yep. All right, next up we got Arizona Sunshine 2,
oh
which
sorry,
apparently
there's
the first
like
one. Yeah.
there's how many VR? This is I want to say it's like the next 5 games or next
Are all
4
VR?
games.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you know what? Maybe I'll just mention 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just throw all 4,
yeah,
quickly
yeah.
when that come out. So we got Arizona Sunshine 2, Crossfire, Synapse, and Beat Saber. Beat Saber is a known quantity. We know what that is already,
Yeah.
obviously. So it's just coming over with a new Queen music pack. Arizona Sunshine 2. I know the first one people really
It's a
enjoyed,
good
I
game.
guess.
It really is. I like
Yeah,
it
I've
a
heard good
lot.
things about it. So
Yeah.
that's cool. A good little entry for PSVR 2 players. Crossfire, making
Nope.
its leap to virtual reality. Don't know about that. And Synapse, another shooter that delves into the perspective of the victim. The game stars the voice talents of Jennifer Hale and David Hayter. I mean, those are big names, and it's scheduled
Yeah.
for release on
It
July
looked
4th.
pretty cool. I don't know what to think about it. I'd have to see more, but it looked cool for what they showed.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. So there's your PSVR titles there.
And then Bungie showcased a return to the classic shooter Marathon, an update on a Destiny 2 expansion called The Final Shape. And they showed those 2 things, but more importantly, just Marathon. I mean, this is, like I never played the original. I hardly know much about it, but I do know a lot of people are super stoked for them to be bringing this back. And of what they showed, I mean, looks super cool. I don't even quite understand. I would love for somebody to explain to me what marathon even is.
So I was looking into this a bit more because I was very curious. I know, Bungie back in the day made these games, right?
Yeah.
These first person shooters. But it seems almost like they're taking the name and putting it on this title. It's not like a sequel or anything like that. They put it on
It's not
here.
even the same general idea. That's what I'm
It's got
curious.
some
I'm like,
similarities, but it's very much like a spiritual successor is what I'm getting
okay,
from it.
okay.
And it seems like it's going to be a games as a service title, which some people are unhappy that they're taking, one of their old franchises and putting the name on something like that. But I guess we'll see. The trailer was cool though. I liked it. But yeah, we'll see if it actually turns out good.
Okay.
No idea on that one. But
And
next
then
up,
Concord, Firewalk announced their new IP Concord, a science fiction game set in space,
mhm.
coming to PS5 and PC. Not many other details were revealed at the time of writing. It was really hard to tell even what this game was. Are we in a ship just flying through space? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was lost on that one.
Very little was really shown, and it just seemed like I don't know. We're just getting an overall theme of the game and nothing more, I guess. So there's that.
All right, next up, the Gran Turismo movie. I mean, not much to say about that.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Threw it in there. Some kid. I think he's like a professional, gamer for Gran Turismo. Then he starts racing real cars.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, it's there if you want it. Project Q, which is this new device. Project Q was announced, allowing remote play of PS5 from anywhere using a screen. More details will be unveiled soon. Additionally, PlayStation earphones were announced, featuring compatibility with smartphones. So first thing I will say, forget Project Q for a second. Those headphones did look cool. I don't know anything
Sick,
about
bro.
them, but I
Just the
like
way
I
they
like
look.
the design of
Yes,
them, the way
I
they
want
close the case. Yeah, that was that. I'll give them that. That had me more excited than the actual Project Q.
Me too. Me too.
Now, I think there's some confusion about Project Q. Maybe you can tell me if you know for sure. I've heard so many reviewers say the following: well, unless you're on the same Wi-Fi connection, you can't do it. Is that true?
Nope.
Or is it
Nope.
not
Nope.
true?
Nope. You
Okay.
have to be on a Wi-Fi,
A Wi-Fi connection.
not
Perfect.
the
Okay.
not the only one. Not your
Now, is it
home.
also true that you could just do this on your phone already with a backbone or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
So what the
Now,
hell is the point of
this
this?
may be better stream tech.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
you could
true.
get less latency, a little better visual, stuff like that. I'm
Got,
assuming that would be the case. But
gotcha.
yes, you can okay, your Steam Deck. I have my PlayStation 5 added on my Steam Deck, and I can stream my PS5 to my Steam Deck. So I don't, unless there's some super high tech magic here that makes the latency basically non-existent, and because it could be possible. Stadia made me believe in a future of where the tech is just there really can be a difference of this versus that in terms of the quality of the stream. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, it's hard to know because, okay, but they also are connected with the Google servers, which are the biggest in the world. So it's is that the only reason why it was so great? I don't know.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's nothing I'm really caring too much about here. They'd
I
have
mean,
to blow my socks off for me to care, I guess.
yeah, for me personally, I don't really use the streaming tech on my phone or anything like that. So if they came out with this and it was it works super well and all the reviews are saying here's why you should get it and it was reasonably priced, I might consider it, honestly. But otherwise, nah, probably not.
Even if best case scenario everything functioned incredibly well, I still don't know if I would buy. It's
I still don't know if it's
I
worth
had
it.
a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, I had 2 or 3 year journey with streaming basically, and I really enjoyed a lot of aspects of it. But overall, I still just hit the same conclusion I feel a lot of people would is well, look, I can just I'll just play native on my Switch, even if it's not nearly as good as visuals as a PS5, because a good game is a good game. It's and I'd rather just not stream if I can get away with it. So that's the bigger thing there is regardless of how good it gets, it's but do I want to? I don't know.
Yeah. We'll have to see on that one.
And the whole point of a PS5 is like pulling all of its visuals on a big screen and all of that, like mashing it down to a smaller screen. Like it runs really good on Steam Deck. It really does.
Sure.
But I'm just playing on a smaller screen, and when I'm sticking it next to me just playing whatever Nintendo game on my Switch, yeah, I can see there's a difference, but not really, because it's such a small screen anyway. It doesn't really matter too much.
Sure. That's true.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
we'll have to see. And then finally they had Marvel Spider-Man 2, which obviously we were all waiting to see. The much anticipated gameplay trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2 was revealed, showcasing new villains like Kraven and the Lizard, as well as gameplay that demonstrates the interactions between Peter and Miles. The surprising twist is that Peter's symbiote transformation, foreshadowed by the teaser featuring Venom as the main villain. No specific release date was given for Marvel Spider-Man 2, just that it will release in the fall of 2023. So, what'd you think? What'd
so
you
I
think about
think
this?
they're still trying to hit September because they're saying fall, but maybe
I
they
think
just don't
so.
know the exact day just yet. Maybe that's why. Anyway, yeah, I feel I'm gonna have. Actually, I guess it's not controversial opinion. I think maybe it's the overall opinion. I think this was lackluster. Weirdly, when it came out, PS4, we got those trailers. Even when the game came out, it blew us away on that PS4 tech. This is kind of the reverse of that. This is like actually we've seen a lot better looking PS5 games, and I was expecting like a Somnac to be like pushing the PS5 to its limits because they did it with PS4, and I guess I was just assuming they'd repeat that premise because they had enough time because they also did the Miles Morales and they did the Spider-Man PS5 remaster and they put Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS5, so you would have thought they like would have gotten a full understanding of PS5 power and all that. But when I see this, I'm like, I don't know. The visuals aren't hitting good for me. Like you look at the trees, buildings, everything. It just looks maybe they can do a lot of work in a few months. But if it's staying fall, that's the thing. Like if this game was next year, I wouldn't be thinking about this. But
Sure.
this is months away. And like I don't. How much more could they really super improve this?
Yeah,
Um,
I totally get what you're saying. I think it doesn't have that same appeal that it could get away with the first time, something new, whatever, you know. I think it does look fun, but yeah, I'll have to wait and see exactly what when they first came that trailer in the very beginning, I'm like, what even is this game? I don't know what
I
this
didn't
is, you know.
realize it was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean gameplay looks fun, sure, but it's like still nothing too different either.
Right.
Um and I guess uh they were kind of teasing a whole like, okay, is it a two-player thing? Is it not? We see the answer to that. What you're doing is you're just switching between two people. You're just switching between Venom and I guess Miles Morales, right? Um so there's just the swapping back and forth. Which I think that's cool. I'm sure it's going to be like a good game. It's just like Insomniac is so up there for me now, and I guess
Yeah, they
my
really
my
are.
expectations are really high, and I guess they like went below the bar of what I would expect from them, which is
Sure.
why I'm disappointed. But the flip side of that coin is like I'm sure it's still going to be a good game though, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will be. Personally, I like what I saw. I just want to see
But
some more and see
I don't
see
know. I
if like
just kind of been there, done it too, and it's like, okay, I can play that. I played Spy Morales, and it's like maybe there wasn't enough time in between those games too.
I think I kind of feel how I did about God of War Ragnarok when that trailer came out. Except I feel like I saw a few little different things here.
But
But
even
similar here, where I'm not that
Ragnarok
excited.
looked better than this. And
Yeah, I
with
mean, well,
Ragnarok, I had the same feelings, but I had the same feelings, and that looked better. This looks even worse, and I have the same feelings. So it's like, I don't know. I don't
gotcha.
know. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
well,
I'm
let's see.
I'm kind of down on it.
Okay,
Weirdly.
fair enough. Well, we'll have to see if it pull you back in the next trailer.
Anyway, but
All
yeah, I
right,
mean that was the end of the showcase. Yeah, I think B minus. There's a lot of
and that's
filler.
fair.
There's a lot of you could have cut 10 of these and have a better show. I feel.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you're right. I saw some people were really upset about the showcase. Again, my expectations were kind of set appropriately. I was like, okay, if we see something great, if not, then whatever, you know. I don't think it was a bad showcase by any means. I just think people were expecting all the heavy hitters from the PlayStation
Yeah,
studios to come out.
I kind of get it because it's been a long time, but even
Yeah.
still, they've been quiet for a real long time. And I don't think they responded to the quietness of like, this is why we were quiet. We're still just like, okay, we're still just like, you're still a little more quiet than you've ever been in the past. And it's still
Right.
kind of going on. Is there still a lot of stuff we don't know about? Is this,
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot of third party showings here and they got a lot of like stuff in that department, but when it comes to first party, I'm still curious what's going on there exactly.
Yeah. Tim, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I just spilled my freaking coffee. Jeez. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Before we move on from the subject, I did want to bring up, now we have Xbox coming up soon with like a showcase, right?
Yep.
So I'm
excited
curious,
about that.
like, how they're going to sort of compare to each other. Xbox has a lot more to prove, obviously.
Sure.
But they do have, of what we know, it could be a better show. I guess we'll just have to see. But in terms of like first party offerings, as long as they deliver, it could be better. But I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. But I just wanted to bring that up. Like that is happening soon. And then even they're not even showing Starfield during that showcase, and then after that showcase, then they're just focusing nothing but on Starfield for like close to an hour, and then that's supposed to be coming around in the fall, around when Spider-Man also comes out. Looks like those two are going to be kind of competing, but yeah. Well, I guess let's see how Xbox does compared to this.
How long is it? It's going to be Starfield and then the showcase, or vice versa?
The showcase is first, and then they're just showing nothing but Starfield after that.
Okay. I'm excited, man. I think that with the showcase that Sony just had, not being one of their stronger ones, I think there's very much
be a chance for Xbox to top it here and gain the mind share for the rest of the year, because this is a rest of the year setter. It's the whole point of these. And right now, there's a lot of great third-party games, but Xbox, did you see they tweeted an image saying like, oh, all of these games, they're also coming to Xbox, just so you know. There was
I did see that. I was laughing about that one. That was funny.
So when it comes to anything PlayStation specific, I mean, they've been doing like consistently good since release. But this is the chance for Xbox to be like, well, here's some greatness, and really outshine them. So we'll see.
Yep. All right. Okay. Well, let's get back to the news. Next up, we got Mortal Kombat 1 is announced and will release September 19th. Following up on the conclusions of both Mortal Kombat 11 and its aftermath expansion, Liu Kang is now an all-powerful fire god that rules over a reset timeline he created. Man, I've missed a lot. Despite creating a peaceful new era, danger still looms its ugly head. The extremely violent cinematic trailer gives us glimpses of familiar, mostly masked faces, though expect new twists on classic rivalries. The following fighters are confirmed so far: Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Katana, Melina, Kung Lao, Raiden, Johnny Cage. See, notice how they included all their big villains, Street Fighter. Shang Tsung is a pre-order bonus. Megan Fox and Travis Scott rumored. The Boys Homelander leaked. That is really cool if that ends up being true.
Oh, it's already confirmed to be true. The Boys Homelander.
That's amazing, man. Mortal Kombat 1 will include a new cinematic story campaign and introduces a new feature called Cameo Fighter, a unique roster of partner fighters that assist players during matches. Mortal Kombat 1 marks a new beginning for the franchise, and we couldn't be more excited to share this original storyline and fresh take on classic characters with our fans, said NetherRealm studio head Ed Boon in the press release. We're also introducing our Cameo Fighter system, which brings a unique roster of partner characters into the mix, and we're looking forward to showing this feature as well as more new elements of the game very soon. Mortal Kombat 1 is launching September 19th for pretty much everything, it seems, and pre-orders.
So it's not last gen,
not last gen. Sorry,
Switch. That's where it's interesting.
Interesting. That is interesting. Pre-orders begin tomorrow, May 19th, which grants you a playable Shang Tsung and access to an early beta that begins in August. 3 editions. Standard edition $69.99. Premium edition $109.99, which gives you early access on September 14th. 1,250 Dragon Crystals. Combat pack featuring a Jean-Claude Van Damme character skin for Johnny Cage, and early access to 6 playable post-launch fighters and 5 cameo fighters. And finally, the Collector's Edition, which is $249.99. 16.5-inch Liu Kang sculpture. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is how they pull people like me in. Designed by Course, Liu Kang character skin, 3 exclusive art prints, steel case, 1450 additional dragon crystals, 2,700 total. So yeah, so it looks like people are excited about this. Big,
I mean,
big thing we're saying.
Tekken's about to slap. This game's about to slap.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
Street Fighter just releasing with great success. Dude, the fighting community couldn't be any happier right now, regardless of what they play. So
Sure. No, it's good stuff,
good.
man.
Okay, Lord of the Rings MMO is coming up. The same people who made New World, which I actually really, really liked, by Amazon Games. They basically just went into saying they're pouring a lot of money into this and expect a more like AAA MMO sort of angle here, which again, Amazon Games, they did the New World. They also did Lost Ark, and they were both great.
Yes.
But now this time around, they're throwing literally, they said hundreds of millions into the project, it being Lord of the Rings. And like, if I get to play basically New World, but it's Lord of the Rings theme, I actually could get really sucked into this. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I could see that. Next up, Pokemon developers Game Freak now working on a new action adventure IP codenamed Project Bloom. As we discussed, I see like a person kind of standing there with like an umbrella. There's some rain. They're in like a big, looks like a forest or something. It reminds me like the great Deku tree from Zelda, kind of. This huge, gigantic tree in front of them. Not much to go off of besides
but yes,
that,
the fact that Game Freak is working on something that appears to be very high scale visuals is interesting. Seeming how their last game was the opposite of that. Anyway. Plague Tale Requiem's now on consoles, running at 60 FPS and having a performance mode on like PS5, Xbox Series X and S. So that's a thing. And then Don't Nod's Harmony: The Fall of Reverie arrives in June, and there's a Steam demo that is out now. I pulled this story from Marcus Stewart over at Game Informer. Steam and Switch players can pick up the game on June 8th, whereas PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S owners have to wait till June 22nd. Harmony: The Fall of Reverie is a choice-driven adventure starring Polly, a woman who returns home to find her missing mother. It's here Polly discovers she has clairvoyant abilities connecting her to a strange dimension called Reverie. While visiting this world, Polly becomes Harmony and encounters 6 powerful godlike beings called aspirations, which serve as the hearts of humanity, such as glory, power, chaos, bliss, and touch. Polly must restore the balance between Reverie and our world and decide which aspiration ultimately inspires humanity by making decisions represented by a system called the Algoral. I don't know. This web presents a multitude of scenes players will jump between that reveal possible futures that in turn unlock additional story branches. Polly does this by collecting crystals given to her with each choice and character bond she makes, which are used to unlock nodes on the Aragarl that alter the course of the story. The visuals they show, I think, are really neat. Don't Nod, I think, makes good stuff, so this sounds cool, sounds like original ideas. I don't know. This could be something I could see myself playing.
I agree. I think it looks very interesting. It's a cool new idea. I like that they're always pulling out new ideas with their games,
Yeah. And just take these last two. I guess.
Sure. So first, on May 26th, Super Mario Advance, Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3. They all hit the Nintendo service. First released throughout the early 2000s, these games are enhanced portable remakes of Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, and respectively. Man, I remember getting my original Game Boy Advance and coming home and playing, I want to say it was Super Mario Advance 2. What was the one that was actually Super Mario 2? Was it Super Mario Advance 2?
It's just Super Mario Advance.
Super Mario Advance. Okay, that one. And I remember messing with the main menu. You could like mess with the settings there and stuff. And I just thought it was so cool. Like I was like, man, this is I can't believe this. Like the Game Boy Advance at first, I was like, wow, this thing is real. Holy crap. I can't believe it,
Yeah,
it breaks me back. Brings me back to
And
it.
Super Mario Advance 4 is already on there, so pretty much the whole collection is now on the Switch Online service, which is cool. And
Very cool.
so yeah, we just got a lot of Mario. If you want to, missing some 2D Mario on Switch, we just got a
Sure, of
buttload.
course.
So there's that.
Yep. And then finally, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is the fastest selling entry in series history. Over 10 million copies have already been sold within its first 3 days of release. I mean, totally deserved. It's an incredible game. I mean, what else is there to say?
I mean, the Switch has such an insane stall base. On top of it being the Legend of Zelda series, on top of it getting like tens from so many people, it's
Mm-hmm.
just like a mix of just. I mean, this game is gonna sell. I mean, this is like maybe bigger than Pokemon numbers kind of ordeal here. I'm
Uh-huh.
just. I don't know. It's like the proof of, hey, if you just actually stop trying to rush crap, because they delayed it once or twice, and 6 years in the making. And same with Final Fantasy 14, like they just like really wanted to take the time to make a polished game. I remember Square Enix saying, hey, the game's pretty much done, like basically last year, and they just took all that time polishing it. And I feel like this is a similar boat there, to where they just really wanted to release perfection. And yeah, they did it. So
Sure.
I wish others would. Like, stop being in such a hurry. Even if you care about money, stop being in such a hurry. You'll get it if you just take the time to release a quality product. I mean,
Totally agree.
anyway.
Totally agree.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I mean, let's get into what we're watching, what we're playing. I've only touched Zelda.
Same here. We're keeping it pretty simple this week, I think. Um,
I
well, I
went
guess
into a whole
go ahead.
episode solo on it, so I want to
Yeah,
hear
so
your thoughts.
sure. So I'm probably here. I'm gonna double check for sure. Hold on.
Okay. Ooh, I'll actually be able to see the time. Yes, let me check that too.
All right. Let's see how I'll tell you exactly how far I am into this now.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how many hours I got.
I know I'm not that far, but I've definitely been putting in some more time here. Let's see. Man, my friends list is Zelda. Crazy, man.
Okay, so I got 40.
I got like 6 hours. Wow, I thought it was higher over that. So this is what I've been doing since the last time we talked. Basically, I still have not really advanced the main story yet. I just keep getting distracted. Like I'll be walking towards like I'll put a few
Look,
pins
first of all,
down.
this the theme of this game.
I mean,
Breath
yeah,
of the
of course.
Wild, not like you thought that was the theme. No, this is the theme of this game.
I'm still very much in the part of the game where that you were describing where I'm enjoying it. I think it's really fun, but it still is feeling like the last game right now. And I know
Yeah.
that's only because all I've been doing is going to shrine to shrine to shrine, getting some new weapons. I think after I do these next two shrines, I'm gonna go get I don't even have the glider yet. If I'm being completely honest.
So
Like
do
I've just been
do the main quest. You
uh
should you should you should have done immediately, because that's how you get the glider. So just
yeah, it
do the
makes it
main
way
quest till you
easier.
get the glider, and then you can pivot. But that's very you got to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that today. Um But yeah, I've been just loving the shrines are all so unique and different. I found this one that was like this. You had to set up like a makeshift pinball machine kind of thing. I was like, yeah, this is so interesting.
See,
I've
I haven't
been
even
just
done that one.
exploring. Yeah, it's a cool one. I've been just exploring, just running across random things, going and exploring. Of course, yeah, I need to get the glider. That would make things way easier when I get to the top of a cliff and I need to use an airplane to get down. So yeah, man, I'm loving it. It's starting to grab me more, which again, I had a weird start because I had played for a bit and then left, right? So yeah, I'm like all in now, but yeah, it's only gonna get better from here, apparently, from what everything everyone's saying and what I'm seeing. So I'm excited, man, to keep going. So I gotta just
So,
put time in.
yeah, I'm 40 hours in, and I feel it's safe to say I've been contemplating this back and forth. It's my favorite game of all time, like over Final Fantasy 7, Metal Gear Solid 4. I always bounce between those two. What do I pick and all that? I love Breath of the Wild, but I'm being very bullish with this, but I fully believe it. I mean, I've never had this much fun with a video game in my life. Fun
Awesome.
aside, I've never seen this great of development in a video game. I've never like you feel like Thanos with like the Infinity Gauntlet, and you just can control time and space, and just it's the real deal. This is, I mean,
Awesome.
I'm just so confident in saying this is. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to ever put this down. Um, Again, I'm 40 hours in, but I feel like I'm 5 hours in. There's so much I don't know. There's so much I still don't understand. There's so much I still haven't seen. I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna be 200 hours and like feel like I'm halfway or something. I don't know, but I don't need to be. I can go at my own pace, so it's not like I'm not disliking that fact. I'm just having far too much fun to care. I'm just like, ooh, what's here? Ooh, what's here? What's here? And like, just imagine when you were playing Elden Ring and you just see a little like cave, you see a little like ruins, and it ends up being a bigger deal than what it looked like from as you were approaching it or something. You know what I mean? And you just take so much time exploring everything about those ruins, and it like this game is like just it's just that energy of just you can't help but just obsess over like where you're at and wanting to see it all because it's such so many cool things just constantly.
Right.
And
Right.
I can't wait for you to get further so you can like truly understand what's going on here.
Oh no, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna put in some time today. So yeah, no, I'm all in, man. Sounds awesome. I can't wait to see all the crazy things people are discovering and finding and everything. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
Um the cave system and what leads out from that, I think
That's what I'm most excited
could
about.
be a
Yeah.
game on its own, and it is my favorite part of the game.
Yep. Yep.
So cool. And they actually, I thought it was going to be, I've now realized now, and it wasn't until last night. I thought it was okay. We have like Sky, we have Hyrule, and then we have Cave System and all of that. But I didn't realize the cave system would matter so much in the grand scheme of the game. Like they actually like put it as in a very important
See,
place
I
in
love that they
even
did
the
that.
story and just the overall importance of it. I was expecting like I don't know, Elden Ring, like you go down there, but it doesn't feel like I don't know. Even if you never went underground, can't you still just play and beat that game? And it doesn't. It almost feels like a cool,
Pretty sure you
interesting
can.
side
Yeah.
piece. I don't know. I don't
Right.
know. But this doesn't feel like that. This is like the main story quests will take you through this in elaborate ways,
Right.
regardless. Like there's no way of
Right.
avoiding it, and it's way, way, way harder, way tougher enemies, a lot more to deal with. You have probably seen it on the surface of like the gloom. Like you'll see like a big little
I see
hole
it.
in the
Yeah.
ground. If you
Uh huh.
touch that red, it will basically take away a heart. And if you don't have any light access, your heart will just stay black and you can't refill it even if you eat, right? So when you're actually in these caves, you have no light access. You lose 6 hearts. Now you only have like let's say 3 left. Well, you're stuck with those 3 hearts regardless of what you eat.
Gotcha.
And the enemies are tougher on top of it. So it becomes a really difficult challenge of getting to the next spot so you can get out of there. Now you could just transport out of there, but now you would have to like make that journey again. Let's say you made it halfway to a next like let's say checkpoint. Well, now you're gonna have to start from scratch if you were to teleport out of there to get to that
I
checkpoint
see.
again. And it's a very, I don't know, it kind of feels like Dark Soulsy because like you're trying to get to the next campfire, and you're not
Right.
quite
Right.
sure when you're gonna hit it and if you should keep going or not and all of that. And it's really
Gotcha.
tough. So it's so cool.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get in there. I haven't even been able to get in there because I don't have my my oh my god, what's it called? My glider. So
You
I guess the
need the
bot always
glider.
die.
Yeah, you would
Right.
just
Right.
die. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'll definitely keep playing more.
You
So
should
just
just hop. You
today I'm
should
gonna play a
just
lot.
hop down there and just die just to see. Yeah.
I did one time. I
Oh,
was
you
just like,
did.
oh, let me see what's down here. And then I guess that's the thesis with this game, right? You're heading one place, you get distracted by 10 other things. I mean, I wish I had more pins to put down, to be honest, because I keep putting them down every time I see a new shrine or
Yep,
something in the
you gotta
distance.
basically start using the rest of the pins, and you have to just use the colored ones, really sparingly. Like
Yeah,
I've learned
yeah.
to manage that a lot better, but it took a long time. I wasn't until like what 20, 30 hours in to where I was like, all right, let me rethink how I'm using these pins because this is getting rough.
But do the other pins pop up when you pull out
No,
your
no,
binoculars? They don't. Okay, I see.
yeah, that's the whole
I
deal
almost
there.
wish it was like Elden Ring where they were just constantly there if you want them to be, when you're in the overworld without zooming in.
Yeah,
I
but
think that would
that's
be cool.
only one pin though.
No, I know. I'm just saying the colored pins, they only appear when you zoom in on your slate thing, Like you zoom in, you see the blue
Oh,
pin.
oh
You
yeah,
zoom
okay,
out,
yeah,
it's gone, right?
you're
So
right, you're right,
I
you're right.
almost
Okay,
wish
okay.
I almost wish they would just stay there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true.
But
Anyway, yeah. I'm excited. I guess next week what you think on it, and once
yeah,
you're
yeah.
more into the meat of it.
I know I'm moving a little slow, but I'll get there.
No, you were just doing a lot of vacation stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I got you. I luckily was able to, like, before I even went to Tennessee, was able to get like 30
Oh
again. I
yeah.
went from last Monday till this Monday without playing it whatsoever, but I put in so much time before that Monday, and yesterday was the only time I was able to actually put a lot of time in again. And
Right.
God, it's so weird how many journeys I went on just from one day yesterday. Of like, I think so much more highly of this game now than I even did the day before. It's so insane.
Better and better.
I got through all of the Death Mountain stuff, and
Awesome.
so cool.
Very
Anyway,
cool, man. Well, it's just serving to excite me more and more. The more I hear about this game from friends and people playing it, it gets me even more pumped. So
yeah,
yeah.
it's mind blowing. I can't. I mean, I was so like when I just remember being in the midst of Elden Ring and just how much I was loving that, and to just know that this is like three times the amount of like enjoyment I'm having from this is I don't know how to put it else into words than that. It's just I've never played a better video game. It's just the case
I mean,
now.
it's pretty damn good, man. That's for sure.
All right.
All right.
Um, new game watch here, and we'll get out. Hello Neighbor, Search and Rescue. Hello Neighbor and Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I just how
Yeah,
many?
cranking them out. All the kids love them.
PlayStation VR 2 and PlayStation VR Original, May 25th. Um, I don't know. How do you say it? Maquette? I don't know.
Oh, the
Maquette.
maquette, I think. I
Maquette,
don't
I
know.
guess. Switch, May 25th. The Case of the Golden Isle, Switch, May 25th. Lord of the Rings Gollum, May 25th when they came out. I'm going over last week and this week because last week we missed, so there's
Right.
that. Gollum is looking as we expected, incredibly
Oh
rough.
my god, dude! Can I just recommend if you guys get bored, go watch Skill Up's review of Gollum. It really had me in stitches. I just thought it was so funny. Oh my god,
I
that was
watched that
bad
Penguin
meme.
Zero playing it, Charlie, and yeah, it
Oh
was
my
almost like
god.
he was like, "Well, I played half of it already, apparently, because I played 2 or 3 hours just to kind of make fun of it, and apparently I'm almost done, so I might as well play the rest, kind of deal." And I'm watching him playing it, and dude, it
Oh
looks
boy,
terrible.
it
But
looks bad, bad, bad. Like Jesus Christ,
um,
I was
Ch-
shocked.
Chicory, Colorful Tale, Xbox May 30th, Company Heroes 3, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, May 30th. That's cool. That's a genuinely good
Mm-hmm.
RTS coming to console. I like that.
That is
System Shock. This is an actual really good remake. Play the demo of it on Steam. Really, really like it. May 30th. Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection. I used to play these on 3DS. It's really good games. Like, it's very, very like niche. I don't expect a lot of people to like it, but if you are into dungeon crawlers, you'll love it. But Switch and PC June 1st. Killer Frequency, all platforms June 1st. Skateboard, Skatebird, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, June 1st. Street Fighter 6, June 2nd. Super Mega Baseball 4, all platforms, June 2nd. We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie, all platforms, June 2nd. And then Diablo 4, June 6th, all platforms but Switch.
There we go.
I want it. Isn't a Switch version coming or something? I don't know. Either way. So yeah, out of this, my pick is Diablo 4. I'm guessing yours is Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 6. Yep.
Yep. And to be honest,
I'm
I may
excited.
just get both, but I just can't play it right now. I
Of
really
course.
just too into Zelda.
I get it. Street Fighter 6 is more like I'm thinking, a friend wants to jump on and play. We mess around.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah.
what I'll do at first.
Yeah, that's actually really good that it's a fighting game. Like, you don't have to worry too much on that.
Yeah, listen, before we go, I wanted to shout out one last game. So there's this game that I went to the arcade the other night with my friends, and we're like looking around, like, oh, what can we play? We see all the classics. We saw Gauntlet, a bunch of others.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see this game Kung Fu Kickball, which I had never heard of before.
Never heard of it.
And so I played it with him on the on the arcade, the joystick and the buttons. And basically the premise of the game is you can either do 1-on-1 or 2v2. You play as like this little, Japanese anime looking character, whatever. Everyone has like different, the way they move, the way they hit and stuff. And the only controls are jump, and you jump very like floaty. You run real fast. You can do like a teleport dash where you like jump forward really quickly, and you can do like a punch or kick. And what happens is the kickball starts in the middle. It drops, and your goal is to hit the kickball into the other person's bell on their side.
Okay.
And the levels are set differently. Sometimes the bell will be up high and there'll be like little barriers in the way where it's harder to get in there, or it's open, whatever. There's like a bunch of different levels. Anyway, we played this for like 3 hours. Like we couldn't stop. Like how many quarters we put in that machine?
I don't know if I've ever played an arcade game that long. So
my God, dude. So much fun. It's like one of those games where we're like laughing so hard, having a great time, like crack it up. And so anyway, I say all this to say that I got home and I was like, we need to get this game. So I told my buddies, like, let's see if it's on Steam. I saw it on Steam for $20. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll wait for a sale. It's not that urgent. But Dave just sent me some website called Indie. Hold on, let me pop it up. Just so I tell you exactly where it is. It is called Indie Gala, and apparently he said he's gotten a ton of games from it.
Yes.
And it's only $4 on Indie Gala. So if you check this out and if you have any interest, let me know because I'll definitely play with you. It's so much fun. I need to get 2-on-2 going.
Let me.
I'll send you. I'll
send
send it to you.
Send it to me. Yes,
dude. I'll send it to you right now, dude. I can't tell you how much fun this game was.
Okay,
it's like the perfect. Just want to play something mindless, fun for a bit. Perfect entry. So let me grab it and send it over to you. But yeah, I wanted to shout that game out because I think it totally deserves it. It's got really good reviews too. So
okay, great.
Let me send it over to you. All right. But yeah, man, that's all I got for today.
Okay. Get on that Zelda.
Yes. No, I certainly will.
I need you to understand the greatness.
No, I totally will.
I mean, there's no way of getting around it anyway. What do you?
No,
I mean, you're not gonna like put it down and never touch it again.
No way. No, that's definitely not happening. I could never forgive. Even if I felt like I wanted to, I could never forgive myself if I put down a freaking brand new Zelda game. No way.
Oh, I wanted to say, so I bought it digital because I figured out that me and my kid can play the same digital title. He can play on one Switch, I can play on the other, and we can play at the exact same time if I just buy it digital. So I was like, okay, that's super cool. But I did a GameStop doing this deal to where you like trade in 2 games, you get $50 towards it, you pay 20 more, and you just get it that way. But the games they had on their list, I mean, there were games that were only worth like $5-7. So like Last of Us 1 Remastered on PS4 was one of them. You can buy that game for like $7. So I traded that in along with I had Pokemon Sword and Shield because someone ended up giving me 1 copy or something like that. So I traded one of those and I traded that and basically bought Zelda physical for $20. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to keep it sealed, but I just I've mentioned before, like when it's a really important game, I do want to have it physical in my collection. So I'm just yeah, I was able to get by with some crazy sweet deal. But they had a lot of games on that list that you would probably have for like $5 or so in value. They were somehow giving you $50 for it. And
Damn, that's
yeah.
awesome.
I think it's over now, so I don't even know why I mentioned it at this point, but just just a little brag before we leave. So
Yeah,
I
no,
somehow
that's awesome.
yeah. Anyway, but okay. Till next week.
All right, guys, see you later.